Hey friends, I just want to update you guys on those that weren't on the prayer call yesterday on something that just happened on Friday. As you guys know, and as we've been praying for God to bring fulfillment to all the prophetic words, the property, the land, or the buildings, the One Family Center, and all of that. And on Friday, I was sitting in Panera, and I was just having a conversation in my heart with the Lord. If I was talking out loud, it would have been fairly loud. I mean, I wasn't angry, but I was just going, Lord, September 29th of this year coming up will be 6 years. Be starting the 7th year of that original prophetic word that came September 29th, 2017 from Sean Bowles. And where Sean Bowles says that our ministry will be a catalyst for national movement and all the stuff about our children and provision and everything else. The next day, the Lord downloaded in me, actually on the 29th, a man came up to me and said, right now you operate in thousands, but you'll soon operate in millions. And that's the same gentleman who spoke the word over me about my name, not walking in the fullness of my name and going by Stephen instead of Steve, which I have been since then. And then the next day, Lou Engel's preaching in the service, and I'm off to the side, sitting on the floor with my notepad, asking God, what would I do with millions if I had it? And September 30th is when he downloaded that day the vision for the One Family Center. And it happened to be my mom's birthday. Shortly after he downloaded that, I went next door to the healing prayer room that Bethel brought in from California, and I had a guy pray for me, never told him anything. And while he was praying, he said he saw a neighborhood center that God was going to give us. It's been 6 years, and I said, I'm sitting there in Panera, I said, Lord, 6 years. We're starting the 7th year on my mom's birthday. The 7th year is starting of waiting for this prophecy. And when I said the 7th year, I heard clearly in my spirit the Lord said Jubilee. And I was like, I looked down, and there is a penny next to me on the ground. And if you knew my mom, she loved pennies. She picked up pennies everywhere she went. It was just a thing that she did. She believed if you took care of the pennies, God would give you the millions. So she would pick up pennies. And very symbolic too, because pennies nowadays are just about worthless, but so many of the people we're dealing with are considered worthless or the least of these, and so they're like those precious pennies that we need to pick up. And so I look down, and there's a penny. I'm sitting next to the window in the Panera, and seconds earlier he told me Jubilee. I see the penny, I look out the window, and there's a truck parked right out in front of the Panera, and on the side of the truck it says Jubilee. So I did a little bit of research on the Jubilee. That's actually called the Shemitah. It's every 7 years. And then the 7th Shemitah is the big Jubilee, the 50-year Jubilee. But during Jubilee, you had a cancellation of debts. You had land given to you, inheritance restored, and rest. They didn't even plow the land. It was a time of rest. So I just wanted you guys to know that and pray that way. That I know it's not probably, I don't think it's a Jewish Jubilee. By the way, the day the Lord spoke to me, I think it was Friday, whatever the 17th was, which was Rosh Hashanah, was the day the Lord spoke to me on Rosh Hashanah. And I know it's not probably a Jewish Jubilee, but for me and for Sandra and I and our family, it's been 6 years of waiting, and we're in the 7th year of this prophetic word. So for me, it's the year of Jubilee. It's what we're believing. A time of rest, inheritance, land given, and debts canceled. And some of you know that my grandfather's property that we really wanted there in Ormond was wrongfully sold, wrongfully acquired. And then the church that my grandfather preached in was just torn down there on Nova Road in Ormond, and they're building a car wash. So I feel like there has been an inheritance that has been stolen. So I want you guys to know that, be praying about that, and I just wanted to give you the whole story of what God's doing. And as many of you know, we've been under tremendous attack in many ways this past week. So I do believe God is doing something great, and that's what we want to see, the breakthrough. So thank you for praying.